We will now continue with this powerful conversation between Dr. Melissa Merrick, Dr. Bruce Perry, and Oprah Winfrey on the importance of understanding and addressing childhood trauma.
You know, this field is so interesting because everything's interacting with everything else, but that's also what makes it really difficult, right?
Exactly.
So tell me how then kids can come to recover or be resilient. How do we make changes once adversity has occurred in those formative years?
Human beings are changeable. You can change, and you can change every part of the brain from the top all the way down to the bottom. The key to changing the lower parts of the brain, though, is something that a lot of people in our mental health world are not paying as much attention to as they should. And this is the power of sport and music and drama and things that are being minimized now in school, unfortunately, that really are the most transformative things that we know for those lower parts of the brain.
Yes, I would say even at our school in South Africa with girls who are coming from such challenged backgrounds, that one of the things we did, because it's just was so culturally appropriate and exciting for girls, was institute a dance program. Girls being regularly exposed to that rhythmic pattern dancing, literally drumming.
They would dance from class to class.
Oh.
I mean, they would literally move from class to class in rhythm, in dance, and it was beautiful to watch.
So it's really important that we not take away those parts, those joyful times in life, right? And especially in childhood. The symbol of Child Abuse Prevention Month is the pinwheel, right? And the pinwheel symbolizes hope and carefreeness and stuff that, frankly, a lot of our kids unfortunately don't always have. I want to go back to something you said, Ms. Winfrey, before about people wanting to be seen and heard. You know, there's some powerful descriptions in the book about how that validation is not an example of inferiority or insecurity. It's actually something that we all need.
Well, what I noticed over the years is that after every interview, including my first one with Bruce, with Barack Obama, with Beyonce, at the end of every interview, in some form or another, everybody said the same thing. Was that okay? What I gleaned from that is that the common denominator in that question and the thread of those experiences is, did you hear me and did what I say make sense and did it matter? And I have come to know that that is what every human being that you encounter is looking for. So this sense of knowing that we are all connected and the same in that, no matter where you are on the hierarchy of life, that you want the same thing that everybody else wants, and that is to know that you are heard.
That is so powerful, and we see it in the work that we do with families and home visitation through Healthy Families America. For so many of these families, these young moms or single parent households or others, they may not have the support around them of people who can actually see them and validate them day to day. And now here comes a new baby, a new challenge, the transition, and just these home visitors that can provide that support is so powerful.
It's huge.
That's why what you're talking about, you know, when your social workers or people go into the homes, being able to validate somebody's experience first is the most important thing. I think that there is no greater gift that you can give to another human being than to give them your presence, your 100% self. And what I have learned in my own studies of just watching people in their relationships is that's what kids want. Kids want you.
And this is again why I think that the programs that you guys have, home visiting programs, for example, they're like a lifeline.
Yeah.
You know, they give a little moment to this parent who can then give in turn moments to their children.
It's why we can't just have programs either. We have to have policies, we have to have norms change. We have to have a culture that actually supports parents to bring their best selves to this job of parenting.
That is the best offering we can give as a society, I think, It's to support the supporters.
Yes.
And I think any kind of program that doesn't include support for the parents who are
Yeah.
in the trenches, overwhelmed, that's the root of what we need to be addressing here.
I'm so excited that everyone can get this book around the country in our airports this Child Abuse Prevention Month in April. Just bringing this message to more people in such an accessible and relatable way is like such a gift for raising awareness and commitment to what is possible when we really put science at the core and really elevate what happened to you instead of what's wrong with you.
I think as an adult, it is a part of your calling in life to understand and recognize what happened to you and how that affects your behavior and your choices today. How it has created the pattern that is your life up until now. And if you want to change that pattern, how you can begin to do that by reading or listening to some of these chapters, because it is possible to change. I think it's a part of what being human means, is to understand the depths of your humanness and what brings about the greatest humanity for you.
I love this conversation.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this.
Thank you, Oprah.
This book is a tremendous resource for every single person. Get the book, get the audiobook. We are so excited to have had this opportunity to talk about the themes of this book, trauma, resilience, and healing during Child Abuse Prevention Month, which is April. So there's really a role for everyone. Learn more about this topic and what's possible when we come together for prevention.
Thank you for joining us today on Heart of the Community for this thought-provoking conversation. We hope that our discussion has shed light on the importance of understanding and addressing the impact of trauma and adverse experiences. We want to thank Dr. Melissa Merrick for moderating this conversation and extend our gratitude to Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey for sharing their experiences and insight with us. Their co-authored book, What Happened to You: Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing, offers a valuable perspective on the need for a shift in our approach to supporting those who have experienced trauma, and you can find it in a bookstore near you. Thank you again for tuning in, and we hope to see you on the next Heart of the Community episode.